Hello, my name is Dale Wilhite. I'm right now in Montrose, Colorado. I'm originally from Telluride, Colorado. That's where I've been living for the last 10 years. And if you want to find out anything about me, go to MySpace where I have a page. This here is about national parks, how we can get rid of some of the pollution that seems to be infesting our national parks all across America. And kind of what I'm doing here is just picking some new ideas of how we can bring tourists into these national parks in a way that is exciting and fun and an adventure and something that's not something we don't do typically now, obviously. First of all, we need to prohibit all vehicles, except maybe emergency vehicles and so forth, into all national parks now. That would be a good idea if we did, especially in the Grand Canyon, where they claim, although I haven't seen it, they claim that there is smog or whatever just above the canyon itself from all the helicopters that fly over. I don't know if that's true or not. I haven't seen it. But anyhow, my idea about the national parks that would go a long way to making it more fun and actually might increase the number of tourists would be that some national parks need to have gondolas to transport people in and out. We need to prohibit vehicles from parking in the national parks and make them park outside, and people can, in some of these national parks, can be taken by old-fashioned wagon trains like they did in the 1800s. Some people might just take horses into the national park and look around that way. It just depends on what national park it is, of season, winter, summer. Is it cold? Is it hot? Is it raining? Is it snowing? Is there ice? And all that has to be taken into consideration. Uh, this might be a little bit more exciting than just driving into one. It might be more convenient driving one, but we're supposed to be Americans. We're supposed to be very creative people, and we seem to have lost our creativity. The White House and our government for the last, I don't know, 20, 30 years has demonstrated it doesn't have very much creativity left. And Congress certainly doesn't have any either. And that's something that we need to get back to doing, is being creative again and come up with new ways and new ideas to accomplish certain things. And this might be one way that we could do that when it comes to our national parks. Uh, it would be a thrill, for workers, be taking in people by wagon train or stagecoach or, gondola operators bringing people in. And we keep the motorized vehicles out as much as possible. We can use golf carts to get people in. Workers can use golf carts in some national parks, not all of them. In some areas they can, some areas they can't. There's still going to be the need for some motorized vehicles, obviously. But I'm just trying to say that there's a better way to do things, and we need to make the national park a different experience now and a more adventurous experience. And there's just all kinds of other ways. Like in the Grand Canyon, I think we should have a western town right before you get into the Grand Canyon. Some small western town where people go in and, it's kind of like a little western town. People go up and have a drink and have to go to a restaurant and things like that. And then when you go into the national park, leave all your trash out. No bottles, no plastics, no nothing. If you want to carry water in there or something like that, bring a your own water bottle, but no plastic, no bottles or anything, and that way we can help keep it cleaner. It's not as easy as it sounds, obviously, but it's an idea, and it's something that needs to be strongly considered. Um, but I'm just saying that we can do better than this. Although the money may not be there right now for some of these changes, but it's something to look forward to in the future. I'm personally in favor of more national parks in America to preserve a lot of the landscape, because as our population continues to explode, we're going to have less and less land to live on, and soon we'll be like the poor Japanese, where you can't bury your relatives who die, or anyone gets, as far as I know, isn't buried anymore. They have to be cremated. And you want to go visit your relative or friend's remains, you got to go to a mailbox where their ashes are at. And that's the way America is going to become if we don't stop this, if we don't do something about the population explosion. And one other way we could help preserve a lot of the land in America for new national parks and just regular forest and so forth, is by going back into the inner cities and rebuilding them. That's what needs to be done. But again, we're in a financial mess right now, and so that's probably not going to happen anytime soon. But hopefully one day it can, if we're still a nation, if we're still around. The way things are going, you don't there's not a whole lot of hope that we're going to continue to exist much longer, since we have a government that's trying to bankrupt us to death and trying to seem to be intent on destroying us. And that's the impression I get. Anyhow, that's just an idea I have about the national parks, and I would love to see changes like that, and I think a lot of people would. I'm just simply saying, make it more adventurous. Find ways we can do these things without motorized cars and vehicles of any kind, and I think we could advance some and get some of the pollution out, get some of the trash out, and keep some of the smog and all that other garbage out of the air in these parks. Thank you for your time. If you like my idea, just pitch it to your congressional representative and see what happens.